Hello, I'm still Michael Beck, and I had written some notes here, some reflections on this past year, and so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share those without any further ado. So here is a non-exhaustive list of some of the notable accomplishments from this past year, 2025. So I first on the list started working with a new therapist. I saw a new neurologist with VCU Health. I gained a case manager with Colonial Behavioral Health and a vocational counselor with the Department of Aging and Rehabilitation Services, DARS. I received food stamps, SNAP benefits for 6 months. I started a new part time job. I had my artwork selected for an emerging magazine publication, and I made a number of decisions like picking out a new laptop computer after my old laptop proved to be unstable and unreliable. So, doing all of these things mentioned and unmentioned took so much hard work. It can be very scary to face uncertainty, the fear of failure, the fear, possibility of rejection, and all of this, I'm still waiting to get back on my feet. I'm still waiting for a time when I can live on my own. I'm still waiting on any kind of headway with my physical health while also holding out on my mental healing and recovery from trauma. It's work, work, work. It often feels like nothing is happening and that I will never get there. And all of this, I could say that I'm trying, which would sound a bit like a cop out thing to say. But the reality is that I'm not trying. I am doing. I am doing things even though it is hard. In spite of the fact that it is hard, I'm doing things that are uncomfortable and uncertain. I often stumble. I make mistakes. Even when I've done nothing wrong, when I've done all the right things, my efforts still don't always produce the outcomes that I hope for. Early, just now I shared things where I felt like I had something to show. But so often, for all of my efforts, I don't feel that I have something to show for it. That is why I wanted to record this to make a note for myself that I am working hard and that I am doing things when I feel that I have something to show for it and when I feel like I'm coming up short. My invitation for anyone else is to do the same. Let us give ourselves permission to say that we are doing it. Again, this is just me speaking for myself. I don't wish to speak for anyone else, but with my personal goals and what I've been working on, I want to acknowledge that even when outcomes and results feel insubstantial, what is most important and a sign of progress for me is whenever I can trust and believe in myself, and when I can trust and believe in others, when I can believe that I was worthy and deserving of asking for help and receiving help, and I can believe that others won't always reject me, that they won't always let me down, or even if they do let me down, that it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love me and care. It doesn't mean that they can't be trusted because we're all human and we all make mistakes. It's a sign of progress and growth whenever I can face uncertainty with grace and compassion, that I may make mistakes and I may fail, and that's okay. Doing things means that I will do them imperfectly. When I extend that grace and compassion to myself, then I can more sincerely extend that to others. Many times and in many different ways in 2025, I advocated for myself. I did that both with professionals and physicians, as well as with family and friends. And I would say that it can be hardest for me to voice myself with my family and friends sometimes because that is my greatest help and support. I can fire my doctor, which could be difficult in of itself, but you can't do that with family. You don't get to choose them. There can be a fear of rocking the boat. because one family member is connected to the rest, and so it can feel like there's a potential ripple effect. You don't want to make waves and have a tsunami on your hands that would not be easy to escape from if you live with them or again otherwise rely on them for support. And while you do get to choose your friends, you grow attached. You care about them and you don't want to lose them, especially if it's a dear close friend which the relationship has been built over the course of several years of emotional investment. But again, this all comes back to trust and the lack thereof. And you get it honest enough if growing up you learned that survival meant managing and maintaining the emotions of others, not showing up fully and presently, making yourself small and invisible so as not to bother others, and not asking anything of others as to not be a bother and inconvenience. Whenever I ask for help, I'm taking a chance with the hopeful possibility that I won't be rejected and that I'm not an inconvenience for asking and needing help, that others can maintain healthy boundaries and say no if they can't help rather than overburdening themselves, helping me begrudgingly, and ultimately holding bitterness towards me. Whenever I make a request or confront someone on something that hurt me, I'm taking a chance with the hopeful possibility that they will listen, validate, and care about my feelings and needs, and will be willing to negotiate and compromise with me when necessary. That they won't take it personally and throw my concerns back in my face. Every time things go well, it provides evidence against my anxiety and trauma and supports the fact that not everyone is the same and not everyone is out to neglect, abuse, and bully me. People can be trusted to genuinely like me and care about me. And while I'm still challenged to believe that, it's a big deal that I do this even when I'm anxious, uncertain, and triggered. While I'm working on rewriting my neurological, pathways, the network, that things are not either good or bad, but that my actions matter. I can make good progress and change happen. I'm also building up a tolerance for discomfort, uncertainty, mistakes, and failure. I'm not learning how to be perfect, but how to be comfortable in my own imperfection. With my birthday being just 2 days from now, as of this recording, I've been meaning to reflect on my past year of life, specifically, specifically to try and make note of the things that I feel that I've accomplished and that I feel proud of, because too often haven't felt proud or accomplished. There have been there's been much struggle and anguish. Even still, I just recently received some very upsetting news from my medical professionals that they still don't know what's causing my chronic pain and chronic illness symptoms. I'm not going to get more into that here. I'm just saying that my taking the time to think through these things, write them down, and making this record is a concerted effort to combat despair. On August 5th of 2025, I made this post on social media, which I would like to share again here with you. Our society loves quick fixes, overnight miracles, instant healing, and sudden abrupt endings. They are exciting and dramatic. They make for great testimonies and headlines. They make us feel hopeful and assured for ourselves and those who care about us. People don't want to talk about or consider the possibility of prolonged suffering, the heaviness and powerlessness of a thing that we cannot strive and pray our way out of, to not just go weeks or months, but years with a lingering struggle and pain, when it's not simply a hard season that turns around in the spring, but when it's winter, but never Christmas. You have likely heard it said that the horror persists, but so do I. In all sincerity, I want to embody the sentiment. I wish to raise awareness for the harsh realities of the human experience, that we might stand together in courage and solidarity while honoring the strength and resilience within us. We are that which endures our love, our grace, compassion, patience, joyfulness, our ability to dream, the illness, our disability, whether physical, mental, or both, whether it or they may be, is a part of us, but they are not us. And no matter how long they do or do not continue, we, our spirit, will be the thing which wins out and will not be put to shame. While I may have briefly gone by chronic ills, I feel that it is time for a new title. Though there are days that I feel like I'm just scraping by and surviving, that all that I have to share feels like chronicles of my ills and misfortunes. I hope that this new name will serve as a reminder for encouragement and compassion, that even in a retreat in the darkest hour takes a miracle and should not be seen as a defeat, but as a kind of victory. We are stronger than we know and more capable than we can imagine. We have much to be proud of. Peace be with you, Michael, enduring condition, end quote. I've been doing the podcast thing for 6 years now, which is really wild and hard for me to believe. I started out putting out videos for my Creative Minds community group, and soon after that ended, I began the Mike podcast and blog, which I've been doing up until now. And at this time, I feel that it is time to continue on under the Enduring Condition name. While this may amount to a minor rebrand that doesn't really change much of anything that I'm doing, I feel that that names are important, and having names which most accurately represent things. And so I feel that enduring condition most accurately represents where I am at now and what the work that I am doing through the podcast and blog, if I get back to the blog, is about. Well, I don't anticipate any uh, transitions to happen overnight. I'm simply stating my intention to make this change moving forward. My Mike the Mike episodes that are currently available will stay available, but moving forward, I will have a new playlist on YouTube, which I guess also kind of functions as a podcast. I guess um, that will be enduring condition, and my latest videos will be added to it. So again, this may all be a bit of a formality, but I'm just sharing my thought process behind it. So, with that, thank you to you watching this, whether you've been with me from the beginning or rather you've started whenever you've started joining me. Thank you sincerely for joining me and for supporting me with the work that I'm doing. To the best of my ability, I wish for Enduring Condition to be an act of defiance. There have been and always have been so many reasons to despair, both personally and collectively in our shared histories. And the struggle of life is very real, and I'm not trying to dismiss or downplay that fact. The horrors persist, it is true, but so do I, so do you. I matter, you matter. It is good that I am still here. It is good that you are still here, that we still persist and we still endure. And we cannot do it alone, and I'm so grateful that we do not have to. So thank you again for being here and enduring with me and alongside me. I hope to see you next time. And until then, stay well and take care.